Alright, this is the second video of World War II, the home front. This is now volunteerism, moving away from the discrimination aspects we just talked about and actually seeing how people bought into the war, much like in World War I. So, first off is Rosie the Riveter, and we're actually going to see this in class. This actually came from a song. But Rosie the Riveter didn't initially look like this. There was actually another story. But the slogan of "We can do it" gave hope to many women to take these jobs and these former workbenches of the men who are now off fighting. So she became kind of this cultural icon that people flocked to. Now, women as well were the targets of what were called rationing pledges. Basically, they were there. A rationing pledge said that you weren't going to take any type of ration good without giving up a ration stamp, and they rationed just about everything. Now, why'd they do this? Are they trying to be mean? No. They're trying to save some of the stuff so they can send it over to the troops and make supplies and different things like that. Now, who's in charge of these stamps and everything was called the Office of Price Administration. Not only did they administer the stamps, but they also set what were called ceiling prices, or top legal prices, so that no one could charge more for a product or service, and people couldn't afford them. Or anything like that, that you couldn't gouge the prices due to demand. If demand was high and there was less of it, you can do that. So they said, no, you can't do that. So Office of Price Administration, OPA, is highly big there. Now, much like in World War I, they're going to ask for the American public to finance the war through buying victory bonds or war bonds or anything like that. Now, this one here with the Nazi hand and the Japanese hand coming off, getting your wife and your child, great propaganda again, right? How do you stop that? You buy war bonds. And actually in World War II they enlisted many celebrities, and they did this train trip, and they went around. You could actually buy a war bond from your favorite celebrity. And so much like they did in World War I, people bought into this and really wanted to support and help out. Also, just like World War I, they encouraged the use of a victory garden. Grow your own food so that the major fields could be used for the troops and to save supplies. So this is a major theme of volunteerism. Also volunteerism at this time, a lot of people volunteering for Red Cross. Now people go, well, what's the difference between a Red Cross nurse and a Army nurse? Well, some people did not want to be associated with the Army. They saw it as being 100% bad. Red Cross does not see sides. You could be helping out one country one day and a completely different country the next, and it's just because of who you're helping and not what you're bound to, like an Army nurse. Okay. Also, we have the development of the USO. The USO was basically entertainment for deployed troops. Bob Hope was a big one, really, that comes up, and every year they do USO concert tours for people in Afghanistan or someplace like that, and it is to give them a little bit of hope. Comedians go over there, musicians, etc., and so it's pretty interesting. Lastly, as we're approaching the end of the war, the big thing was, what do these people do? So Congress passes the Servicemen's Readjustment Act, aka the GI Bill. The GI Bill of Rights were to help servicemen readjust into a civilian lifestyle. The big thing the GI Bill does is it does provide money to go to college. And so one of the major reasons people join the military today is to get money to go to college. And so this is where that whole idea is born. I'll bring it up again in the 1940s. We just have 3 last videos on World War II, and it's how World War II ends. And it's very important because we start another war at the end of it. All right? So stay tuned for that.